Hey everybody, how's it going? Icy Cat here. Today we are getting the full reveal trailer for what the new Moroccan map Fortress looks like. Okay, so there is the trailer in its entirety. Now this is really interesting because this is actually not available on any of the Ubisoft sites except for the Ubisoft Thailand YouTube page. That's interesting because there's oftentimes one of the Ubisoft studios that winds up leaking a little bit ahead of all of the others, and it looks like that's what's happened here. As of the time of me recording this video, this has not yet been made available on any of the other Ubisoft pages, and in fact, when I go back to the Ubisoft Thailand page, I can't even find it in their list of uploaded videos anymore. So this is something that looks like it was not intended to be released just yet. Maybe it was supposed to come out tomorrow, maybe it'll be coming out later this afternoon or evening, I'm not sure. But as of right now, this was the only source that was available at the time that I recorded the sound for this video. Now, taking a look at this map as we go through it, we've got a lot of things going on. So let's kind of start from the beginning of this video and just look at things here. We've got a great overview of the Fortress map here, and we can see what potentially looks like it could be at least one, if not two spawn areas here in this front street, as well as kind of like one of these side approaches to the main structure. You can see that there are stairs that go up to the top, and we have some areas to get up onto the roof. It was mentioned in the dev blog that first revealed that the map was going to be called Fortress that there was going to be unprecedented roof access, which means we may have a lot of verticality, including lots of rappel points. From what we see here, that seems very likely. As we get a look at some of the towers here, there's also a neat little Easter egg on top. You can see a particular silhouette on that wind vane. Yep, that's our Lord Chanka sitting up on top telling us what direction the wind is coming from. You'll also notice that some of those upper sections have coils of barbed wire on them, preventing you from being able to get into some sections of the roof, so I imagine that there's very controlled access points for where you can and can't go up there. Next, we'll transition into this hallway area, and you can see that we have some high tech mixed with the old setting here. So, you know, you've got these old ancient Casbah fortress style buildings, and then there you have some kind of a modern telecommunications tower. This is an interesting area because it's hard to tell if this is more of like an open courtyard concept where defenders and attackers can both be, or if this is in fact an exterior approach, kind of like maybe something we see on Favela where there's like a lot of those alleyways leading to the main structure. Now we transition inside. Looks like we're in some kind of a bathroom or a steam room or something like that. We've got some towels hanging up on the wall there. And then we'll go over to the next image here, which looks like it was what we could see through that previous doorway. And this looks like, again, it might be some kind of a steam room or something. We've got lots of pillars and little nooks and crannies in here. And this looks like an interesting area to be holed up in, but I'm not seeing lots of breachable surfaces in the initial look at this. Then we'll go to this interesting hallway here, and we can see our first look at one of the stairs that leads up there in the back right corner, as well as what could be either the front or rear entrance there. It's a wide double door, so it's probably some type of a main entranceway. This next shot shows us a very plush seating area for relaxing, maybe some type of a hookah lounge or something, not very sure. I'm not super familiar with the Moroccan culture. But this wall on the left here looks like it could be one of our first breachable soft walls. You'll notice this style of wall architecture present in several of these clips, and it looks like that might be our indicator for what is a breachable wall versus what's more of that hard stone kind of surface. And here we have another shot showing some stairwells. So we've got this one here, and we'll pan up and transition to the floor above it, and you can kind of see what we've got there. So it looks like the lower floor is a warmer tone, and then the upper floor is a cooler palette. Then we head over to what looks to be some type of an infirmary area, and as the room opens up, as the camera moves, you see that we also have what looks to be another one of those breachable walls on the side there. Here's another shot of that stairwell where it panned from the one below to the one above, and this is actually that same stairwell from above looking down, so you can kind of see the bend that it takes to get up top again there. Now we go to some type of a room with a large conference table in it and several of those wooden appearing walls. And we've got lots of sunlight pouring in here. In fact, you can see the one window up there on the right looks like it has some kind of lattice work letting in lots of natural sunlight. With having roof access, it's unsure if this is a window where attackers can maybe get some kind of a sight line through that lattice and fire into the room or not. Now we step out into the hallway, which shows some of the grand architecture at work here with these sweeping archways. We get some highlight shots of what some of the light looks like as it filters through these really cool stained glass windows. This appears like it opens into some kind of an central atrium area, and this looks like that kind of same thing that we had on the villa map where you could access it from the roof above, and there would be this open area where you could then kind of rappel into either of the sides of that. More than likely it extends down to the ground floor as well, just like the villa one did. And that concludes the trailer. So you can see here at the end that this isn't written in English, but it does reference that you can see more information on the Pro League Finals November 17th and 18th. At that time, we will get a full look at what the map actually looks like as people play on it. As I mentioned before, I'm not sure how much in advance this leak was compared to the release schedule of when they were going to be pushing this out, so you may see this pop up on other Ubisoft YouTube sites later on in the day or perhaps tomorrow. But this does appear to be the only viable link to this video at this time. By the time you're watching this, it may be everywhere. So that wraps up our first look at all the highlights of the new Fortress map for Morocco. Like I said before, we'll get more information at the Pro League Finals in Rio. That will be November 17th and 18th. And then we will be looking at probably somewhere around the week of December 4th or 5th, something like that, for when we'll actually be able to play it in the full live build with a 1 to 2 week test server period before that. I'm going with a 2-week test server period just because that's what we typically see. If it is a 1-week test period, obviously it would be before December 4th to 5th, but then we're sort of clashing with the United States holiday of Thanksgiving, which may not be something that they would want to do, so we'll kind of see, but typically they go with that 2-week release period, so probably that first few days of December is when we're looking at actually being able to play the new season Operation Win Bastion. Now, over the next week leading up to the Pro League Finals, we will also be looking to see some more information regarding the 2 new operators and what they can do for their gadget highlights, weapon loadouts, and more information. I will of course be covering all of that as it's made available, so if you want to stay up to date on all of that latest info, then do please like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make that information available. You can also follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.